All right, man. Talk after hours. You know what it is. So we're gonna check in with Charles Brown, man. Adin Ross said that Drake album is amazing and he can't wait for everybody to hear it and all this good stuff. So we're gonna get into that, man. You know what it is. Torture Talk after hours. All right, man. For all y'all that don't know, I produce all the beats that are being played. So just to let y'all know, where's these beats coming from? Yeah, it was me. I did that. So, all right. So yeah, man. Let's get to it, man.
Adin Ross says Drake's new album is amazing.
Yes. I can't talk too much, but yes, the new album is gonna be amazing. I'm gonna say, bro. Yes, the new album is gonna be really good. I think it's very important album for Drake's career, and I'll explain why after. But that shit tough. Leak it.
He's lying. He's lying. He didn't hear the album. He didn't hear the album. He's lying. And I can explain how I know he didn't hear this album. How I know he didn't hear the album. And I'll get to that maybe a little bit later on. But just listen to what he's saying. Listen to what he's saying. And you tell me if he really heard this album. He might have heard 3 songs. But tell me if y'all think he heard this album. Listen to how he words his words.
Adin Ross says Drake's new album is amazing.
Yes. I can't talk too much, but yes, the new album is gonna be amazing.
I can't talk too much, but yes, the new album is going to be amazing. When you say gonna be, that to me implies that you didn't hear the album. And he's just telling you it's going to be amazing. You would have said that the new album is amazing. That's what you would have said, in my opinion, if you are telling the truth. Let's continue.
I'm gonna say, bro. Yes, the new album is gonna be really good. I think it's very important album for Drake's career.
Now, again, he's speaking as if he didn't hear the album because he would have said, this album is important for Drake's career. Or he would have said, this album defines Drake's career. He would have said something like that. But he's tiptoeing around it because I don't think he heard the album. I think he heard some songs, but he didn't hear the album.
I'll explain why after. But that shit tough. Leak it.
Now he's saying that's tough. Again, it contradicts what he just said. You know what I'm saying? Because the way he's speaking as if he didn't hear the album. But he's saying he did hear the album. But he's using words because sometimes when you lie, sometimes your brain doesn't catch up with your words. And sometimes this is how lawyers be catching people in lies. You know what I'm saying? Not to say I'm a lawyer or anything, but this is what they do to catch people in lies. He trip you up. But yeah, he didn't hear the album. He didn't hear that shit.
What up, words boy Charles Brown back again talking facts. Hit that like button, hit subscribe, hit the notification bell. Keep sending those cash out to CLBMG. Join the membership gang. I've been meaning to do this video. I had this video tucked away for a while. I'm just now getting around to it. But Adin Ross says he heard Drake's new album and it is amazing. It is important. And he wants you to know that Drake has something to say. And I want to read this article because I'm skeptical, right? I'm skeptical to what amazing actually means because I'm one of the few people that don't find that new track amazing, the what did I miss? I'm one of them guys, I'm on that side of the fence, and I'm not a person incapable of saying that Drake makes a good track when he makes a good track. I don't want to hear a rap song about you being victimized and your friends walked away from you.
I understand exactly what he's saying. I do. I feel the same way sometimes about a lot of artists. I definitely think that Drake has landed himself in the victim rap category. He really is the first person who created victim rap. And I believe that Drake has landed himself in that category now. And now people are going to say, because the way it is, the way what Drake has essentially done is he made it to where if you criticize him, it's kind of like it's kind of like it's kind of like when someone says you're criticizing a certain demographic of people and you're being called a bigot. Now I feel like Drake has put that out there and people can't even say that his music isn't good without you sounding like a hater, even if it's not good. It's like, oh man, you back on that. See, you just hating on Drake. And it's like, nah, we not. It's just not good. That new song is okay. It's okay at best in my opinion. But it's not nothing. It, like I said, it just sounds like something that he did before.
So end of the day, let's just be honest with this whole narrative that your friends walked away. You're talking about industry friends, right? LeBron James and Russell Westbrook and DeMar DeRozan. These are industry people, right? And this is a thing where you're equating rich basketball players and rich rappers who you did a couple features with or you went to a couple games with. They came to your house. You got cool with LeBron. Let's just be honest. But you're throwing stones at all of them like your close friends from your freaking childhood turned their back. It's not that. You got money to get courtside seats. You get courtside seats. You're in these guys' faces, so they have no choice but to acknowledge you. You bought a couple guys a couple watches and this, that, and the third, and now you thought they were your friends. These guys got their own lives.
This what I said. It's like Drake does something for somebody. He's like that. He's like that person that if you do something, he do something for somebody, and he say to you, he say to you, "No, you better not remember. You always better remember what I did for you." And then like 5 years later, yo, remember what I did for you? Remember what I did for you? 10 years later, remember what I did for you? You remember? You better remember what I did for you. It's like, bro, what are we talking about here? This is what he does. This is exactly what he does.
We should be able to go to other people's shows, but this is where it is now. You can't go to the show. If you go to his show, you're not my friend. And this is where we got. But this album right now, Drake has promises that it will be darker. He's telling his fans, listen, be prepared. I'm going a little deeper on this one or a lot deeper. I don't know if it's going to be introspective or it's going to be retrospective or both. But if he comes with this narrative, this what did I miss? You guys turned your back on me. What did I miss? I'm not giving this shit no fucking second spin. I'm thinking it's not going to be amazing. But somehow Adin Ross, who I'm just gonna be honest, has been notoriously defensive of Drake, and which is monetary. He has a monetary reason to defend Drake because he makes money with him, right? Every time.
Now I will say this: if Drake builds off of what did I miss, it could potentially be a good project, and I'm gonna tell y'all why, right? If he builds off of that, and not in the sense of being a victim, but more in the sense of I should have known better. It's my fault. This is how I'm moving from now on. It just to me the song made it seem like he's scolding people for liking other people, and I think a lot of people are falling into it. Like, yeah, man, we'll never get another hit from that nigga, man. Drake ain't gonna help none of you niggas no more. And it's like, do they really need Drake's help? You know what I'm saying? Like, but I'm saying, I think that if he was to lean more on and being more authentic and to himself, I think Drake don't know how to do that because he has never been authentic to himself. I think that's gonna be a challenge for him. This is why I said this album is gonna be cool. He's gonna have a couple of joints on there, but it's not gonna be something that's gonna go crazy. I'm just sorry, it's really not.
He comes to the stream, he makes money with them. They're cordial, they're very friendly to each other. So of course, and Adin Ross don't know shit about hip hop. So of course he's gonna say it's an amazing album, it's fucking dope. This motherfucker just got finished listening to fucking Katy Perry or some shit. So he don't know nothing about this hip hop shit. But end of the day, he heard it, right? As he should get it to him first. Let me read his article, have a conversation. Adin Ross said that this will be a very important album for Drake's career, and hardcore fans are expecting a lot from it. Is Adin Ross a hardcore Drake fan? I don't know. Let me continue. Drake already dropped the collab album this year, but there's a slight chance that won't be his only release of 2025. According to Adin Ross, he just finished his next solo LP, and he's making a comeback following the Kendrick Lamar beef and a whole lot of other drama. See, it's not that he needs a comeback. The problem is he never let himself leave.
That's the thing. There's no comeback arc. Drake never left. Drake said he was going on vacation, but then he dropped over 50 songs. He never left. I think people are tired of Drake. People say, "Oh, Drake is winning. He constantly winning." To me, it just seems like if Drake just drops a song and the song just charts, people say he's winning. Like, of course Drake's gonna chart because he's the biggest. He's one of the biggest artists in the world. But he's not charting because the song is great. He's charting because he has a lot of fans. That's it. That's just that. And he don't stay on the charts that long. He don't. He don't stay on the charts that long. I'm hearing that this new record is going to debut at number 2 on the Hot 100. But, I mean, we'll see what happens. We'll see.
Kept dropping. He dropped 18 joints at my last count, and it is more than that, but he dropped the 100 gigs playing head top. He just never let things settle and cool and gave us a chance. And every time he dropped something, he was always talking about how he was betrayed. He won't go at Kendrick. He goes at everybody else, and he keeps talking about how he was betrayed. He turned it back on him. He threw stones at him. So it's the same narrative, and I don't know if this album is going to be more of that. But I'm almost certain it will be, and most people don't want to hear that. But Adin Ross isn't most people, so he thinks this is amazing. Let me continue. In a clip called by NFR Podcast on Twitter, the streamer spoke to his chat about the upcoming project during a recent live stream. Some fans think the record will be called Iceman. Others are just happy for whatever. And a few are skeptical about Drizzy's chances to live up to the hype. Adin isn't worried, though. Well, I don't know if it's hype. I think it's more, this is going to be an infamous return, not a hyped-up return, because I think a lot of people aren't checking for Drake. They don't really care like that. That's why some sexy songs for you ended up at, I believe it did, the final tally first week was 110, right? Drake probably would have jumped off a building if any of his albums did 110 before. Now 110 is great for Drake. He was blackballed. They didn't give him no radio play. The industry's working against him. UMG is out. They pulled back on the promo. So 110 is really good, really good for Drake. And this.
I want people to understand one thing: the industry never blackballed Drake. The industry always worked with Drake. Even through the lawsuit, they still worked with Drake. He's never been blackballed. Never. He is who he is, and they're going to continue on doing what they do with him. But he's never, ever, ever been blackballed. Not one time. So I don't know where people coming up with that narrative. That was crazy.
No, it's terrible. But for guys making excuses, it's amazing, right? So now, this is it. All chips are pushed to the middle of the front of the table. I'm all in. This Iceman thing is make or break. Don't make no mistake about it. This Iceman thing, he can't come back with low numbers. This is like he's unbothered, unfazed, and he's about to show the world why he's number one. He's still number one stream artist in the world. A billion streams, 2 billion streams, 3,000. This guy diamond. So now, the new stuff got to live up to the old stuff. I don't think it's hype. I think it's people are just they want to see what he says, right? Hype is different. I don't think people are excited about this Iceman. I think unless you're his fan, you're not excited about this, right? People are excited to hear the clips, and they might not do the numbers that he does, but they're going to do better numbers than they've ever done because people are genuinely excited about this. I don't think nobody is excited, or I'm not going to say nobody. I don't think most people, which he needs, when he got the numbers before, he had an eclectic amount of people listening. Now, it's so divided now. All of those people who used to listen that would have gave him a spin will not be there. That's why these numbers will not do what he needs them to do. It's not going to.
Now, I will say, I think that the Drake new album is going to do numbers because people are going to see if he responds to Kendrick. People are waiting for him to actually come back with another track to respond to Kendrick. That's what they're waiting for. They're waiting for him to actually diss Kendrick or say something to Kendrick. And I'll be honest with you, I think he's going to jump out the window again. I think he's going to put it in a way where it ain't direct, but he's going to say Kendrick on his new album. He's going to say Kendrick on his new album. I can almost guarantee that. I ain't hear the album, but I can almost guarantee that he's going to say Kendrick on this album. He's going to have to, because I think he has something waiting and something special, or something that he believes is special for Kenny. That's what I believe.
Never be what he used to get before. Let me continue. Yes, it's done. I can't tell too much, but yes, the new album is going to be amazing. Adin Ross remarked concerning the upcoming Drake solo album. The F you want me to say, bro? Yes, the new album is going to be really good. I think it's a very, 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 very important album for Drake's career. And I'll explain why after, but that shit is tough. Though then Ross smiled as he read a joke about leaking the project. They was asking to leak it, which he, of course, is not going to do. However, this news arrived as Drake was missing from a highly anticipated track list. The Sports Illustrated report suggested that he and Nicki Minaj would provide guest features on the Lil Wayne album, which we all found out Drake and Nicki were not on there. Nicki did, however, release a remix to, what was the song? Banned from N.O. She's on that. I believe that Nicki was...
Yo, that's crazy how that Lil Wayne album came and went. Nobody's talking about that album. I forgot that Lil Wayne actually dropped the album. That's crazy. I forgot about that whole album. That joint came and went. That's crazy.
On the original version, and Lil Wayne pulled her verse off because she said something about Jay-Z and the NFL. I believe Nicki was supposed to be on that album. Now, I don't know which song Drake, if he was indeed on the album, but whatever song he was on, he got pulled off as well. And the Carter came out. To the chagrin of most of us, it was a poor album in sales and otherwise. The reviews were saying it was awful. The sales were bad, and it just never did anything. It just wasn't a good project. He could have used those two features, to say the least. Let's just be honest. The Carter 5, the Carter 6 didn't end up panning out for unknown reasons. Whether or not this was a false report or something changed at the last minute remains a mystery. We still never got confirmation why those two weren't on that album, but let me continue. Nevertheless, the sixth guy has plenty of momentum this year already, thanks to the Party Next Door collab with some sexy songs for you. Dokia and other tracks continue to ring off as the summer-ready jams. Amid other narratives about Drake and his many beefs and tribulations, this P&D project focused on melodies and on catchy songwriting to stake his claim back. We will see if this upcoming solo LP carries a similar energy or diverts to another path. I think it's going to try to do everything. I think it's going to try to have every element, and that's going to be a mistake, but it doesn't matter. The Drake fans are going to carry this thing like a torch, like when the guy does the Olympics and he runs the torch to the he runs it through every city, and that's what they're going to do. They're going to light the big torch at the end. The big torch ain't going to do much, but it's going to be there to be lit. I think this album, I would be very surprised if he takes ownership of the things he's done, if he acknowledges in any freaking way. I think what's missing from Drake's catalog is the fact that he's done some things to deserve the 20v1. 20 people.
That's true. That's true. Now, I will say, I think that what's going to happen is this album, from me thinking, this album is going to be just like all his other albums. See, Drake got everybody on this, most people, on this level of how he makes music. And it's kind of like they're comfortable with that. They don't want to push Drake to doing something better, or they like whatever he releases. If it's good, cool. If it's good, cool. But if it's ass, they don't really say it's ass. They just be like, because that's the trickery of releasing 100,000 songs. People look at it, your work ethic, more than actually the quality of the music. So your work ethic is so crazy. They're like, oh, Drake got all these songs. He gonna have this year alone. Drake has released it. Once he released that album, he gonna release over 100 songs. This year. From Some Sexy Songs For You, it's probably more than that. If he released this album and it has, I don't know, not over 100 songs. If it has over, let's say, 12 songs, Drake literally has released almost 70 to 80 songs this year. And only 2 of those songs will debut at number 2. So, I mean, who knows? He might come up with something. Obviously, he works with a lot of different people, different artists, different this. So he's going to come up with something catchy eventually. But, I mean, for the most part, people want to see him. They want to see him thrive. They want to see him win. it's gotten to the point where Drake been winning so much in people's eyes that they can't even fathom him losing. They still in denial. But yeah, let me know what y'all think about that, man. If you want to watch the rest of this video, make sure you go to Charles Brown channel and all that good stuff. Thank y'all for joining me. I appreciate y'all. I'll see y'all on the next one, man. Talk After Hours. You know what it is. Peace, bye.